Thank you very much. Joining us now, Tomi Lahren, co-host of The Big Weekend Show, and David Carlucci, former Democratic New York State Senator. Great to have both of you with us. Thanks for being here. I want to play this soundbite from Greg Bovino about this impassioned outcry for this young boy. Watch.
When we've got the news media talking about children, I'd certainly love to hear more reporting on the 300,000 lost children. How about the 14 that we recovered at that pot farm a few months ago in Camarillo, California? The 14 lost children trafficked across the border that were found working illegally. Very little reporting from the Minneapolis news media here. I didn't really hear much from you guys.
This is so true, David and Tommy. So where was Kamala Harris and AOC when little children were being sent across the border, often without any adults, and then they were being handed over to people who showed up who didn't even have, real driver's licenses? Look, we lost track of all these children. I don't remember them screaming from the rafters about not just one child, but over 100,000 children.
Yeah, look, there was like 290,000 alleged missing children. A lot of that is not clarified, even from the statement that we just heard. That was documents in terms of technical errors, not identifying children in terms of paperwork. But there is outrage all around.
So it's not just that they lost track of all these kids.
Well, look, we should get to the bottom of that.
That's like a fancy way of saying it. Like, they just lost track of their paper. Hold on a minute.
We need to get to the bottom of that.
There was a report of one man who picked up 80 to 100 children. One individual.
Yeah.
What do you think he was up to, David?
And nobody supports that. And that is not an excuse to say that this is appropriate. And there is outrage all around. Why? Because we're not getting all the facts. What I read is that this person that was detained by ICE has actually followed the law, did everything right, and actually had an asylum case pending. And then what happens? We send our ICE officers, our well-trained federal officers, to go after these people that have actually followed all the rules. And sure, if you go door to door, if you embrace an entire community and ask them to show identification and sweep them all up, you might find a few people. But no, they found this person in his driveway. And then the word is that they actually sent this child to go ring the doorbell to find more people and use him
ran
as
away.
bait. So then you had family pleading, say, keep our family member here.
Don't open the door, Tommy. I want you to get in here. Go ahead.
This man that was supposedly following the law, why are you running from the law then if you're following it? That's a simple question. Why do you abandon your kid? This is not the father of the year. This brings me back, Martha, to the Maryland dad. They always want to whitewash this. Everybody's just a good person. Everyone's just an illegal alien that didn't commit further crimes. That's often not the case, but it doesn't matter. The mandate from the American people was mass deportations. You wanted 4 years of an open border. Now we want to get the worst first. But you have to remember, Democrats never gave us the best of the best. They flooded our country with millions of people, including hundreds of thousands of children who were many unaccompanied, many who were sent God knows where and are God knows where, that this administration is working day and night to find and reunite with their actual families. I would also add the CBP One app. If you don't want to be detained in the streets, you have the option of using that app to go back to your country of origin, can even take some money with you on the way out, and your whole family can be reunited and go together. There is no excuse for running away from federal law enforcement. There is no excuse for antagonizing federal law enforcement. And there is no excuse for picking willy-nilly the laws you think need to be followed in this country. If you want to change them, Democrats, go back and get a majority, open the borders again.
All we have to do is look at public opinion that is definitely souring on this issue. Nobody asked for mass deportation.
No, we did.
No, because every time it gets switched to, we're going after violent criminals. And, excuse me, they always say criminal, illegal alien. This person, as far as I know, was not a criminal, illegal, undocumented alien. The person followed the process, applied for asylee status, and that's what we know.
But even in that case, David, the policy right now is from the Department of Homeland Security that if you are here illegally, you have to leave.
And this person's not here illegally. That is the misconception here.
Well, he'll be adjudicated. He is in a facility. He was rejoined with his son, who he ran away from. If a police officer came to track you down and you were with your child, would you run away and leave your child alone?
Of course I wouldn't. And the same could be said of our vice president, J.D. Vance, who's saying, oh, well, this is, what do? We don't arrest anyone that has a child? No, of course not. But why are we targeting these people in the first place? This is someone that's followed the law and is now being targeted.
I don't think you really know that.
I don't think we know otherwise.
There's a number of stories out there, but
we've heard from his attorney.
His
attorney has been on the record stating he has followed the process, and even the school district.
Because you brought this up,
I don't know why run, but if you have, why are you masked? Why do we have masked agents on the street?
Excuse me. Can I just play the other soundbite from J.D. Vance? Because I thought this was very interesting. I can't think of another vice president in American history who can say this from his own experience. Watch.
As a child, I saw people in my family get arrested. It's terrible. It's heartbreaking. It's chaotic. It's traumatic for the kids. I could recognize that, and I could recognize that we got to support these kids, while on the other hand saying that just because you're a parent doesn't mean that you get complete immunity from law enforcement.
If you're a parent, you do not get complete immunity
Of course
from law
not.
enforcement.
Of course not. But the details that are coming out
and
is that...
And it's sad. It's tragic. Tough
right,
situation
it is tragic, but
you can't break the law.
There is some rhyme or reason to this in terms of the school district talking about the scared people in their community. They're not going to school. They're staying home. And you have these people that are masked agents approaching you. So I don't know what I would do in that situation. I would always follow law enforcement. I respect our law enforcement, but this is not appropriate.
You got to leave it there. Thank you very much, Tommy and David. Good to have you both with us. Thank you. So stick around. We are about to get another update on how bad this colossal winter storm is shaping up to be. I can't remember the last time I saw a storm that wrapped up this much.